seconds. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan live from the Chief Denton George Memorial Multiplex on Ochapowas Nation. I'm Steve Schneider, and I'm your host tonight here for game number 2 between the Round Lake Bears and the Redverse Rockets. This is the South semifinal. The winner will take on the winner of Kindersley and Lumsden. So Lumsden beat Kindersley 9-3 in game 1. Redverse beat Round Lake 2-1 in game 1. I need some scores from Foam Lake and Kenaston coming up here, and Lorburn and Raymore. And I believe they play tonight. I'll have to check my schedules here. And I got a full roster tonight, so no excuses. And sorry to anybody if I messed up your name last game, but just using what was available. They get going here from the Chief Denton George Memorial Multiplex for Senior A action between the Round Lake Bears and the Redverse Rockets. About 2 minutes, 50 seconds to go till puck drop here at the Chief Denton George Memorial Multiplex. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.roundlakebears.com. We're just waiting up for the Zamboni to get going. Scratched from tonight's lineup for Round Lake Bears, number 22 Conrad McKay and number 29 Brett Breitkreitz. We're going to get ready for the national anthems coming up here. Uh-oh. I didn't touch anything, but let me see what I can do. No? I didn't touch anything, so I don't know. I just have a public address system issue. We're going to hopefully get that solved. Oh, I know I didn't touch it. And here come your Redverse Rockets. And here come your Round Lake Bears wearing their black jerseys tonight. Oh, I like those. Those are sharp. Oh, that's what you, oh. Did it get unplugged or something? Looks like the plug's just barely hanging in there. There we go. We should be back in business. All right, we are getting going here from the Chief Denton George Memorial Multiplex. We have the Round Lake Bears taking on the Redverse Rockets. Here at game number 2, getting ready for the Ochapowace Nation National Anthem. If you're just joining us, you're watching www.roundlakebears.com. Brought to you by Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on SNN. Should be updated on roundlakebears.com now. You should be able to get the Facebook feed on there, and the YouTube feed should be on there as well, so you can switch back and forth between the two. One has a scoreboard, one doesn't. I'd like to thank Thunder Minor Hockey for the coffee and baked items that they brought up to the booth for us tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are the Round Lake Sinners.
You're just joining us. We're going into game number 2 here between the Redverse Rockets and the Round Lake Bears. Redverse took game number 1 by a score of 2-1, and it's do or die for the Round Lake Bears here tonight at the Chief Denton George Memorial Multiplex. 20 minutes up on the clock. Refs are shaking hands with the coaches, and we're ready to rock here. And you should be able to get both games now up on RoundLakeBears.com. I'm Steve Schneider, and we're ready to get going here. Another day at the office. Can't get my heart broken twice in one day. Let's go. Face-off won by the Rockets. They're going to dump that in. Fires it back behind the net. The Bears will bring that back out to the point. Fires, goes off of a leg. Save in front, they score! And the Bears open the scoring with 25 seconds into the first period. Bears up by 1. Well, that's a way to start the period off strong. 19:35 into the first. Bears strike first, making it 1-0. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.roundlakebears.com. Back into red, will be broken up at center. I really love these black Bears jerseys. In front again, and a save. Shot again, rebound goes back off into the corner, going to be kept in by Isaac. Back behind the net for Fiddler. He'll bring that back out to the point. Isaac shot in front, goes out into the corner. Fiddler will put that back off down low. Isaac hits him on the way to the puck. That'll come back out to the blue line. Fiddler will be dumped in by Bear. Back behind the net for the Bears. Back out to off the back wall. Kirk Bear's shot. Lowen will get that, and that'll go back over the glass. With 18:48 here to play. In the first period, the Bears lead 1-0. That'll bring the face-off to the blocker hand side of the Redverse goaltender. Puts it between his legs, back out, fires, deflected in front, rebound going to be picked up by the Rockets. They're going to come down 2-1, knocked away and broke up by Lamb. It'll be put back down into the corner. Redverse centering pass goes off to the sideboards, fires. Down low along the Zamboni door. Fires again, turns. Poyer loses it, turns it over. Bear's going to come the other way, low and up through center. He gets it at the red line and dumps it. He's going to go on the forecheck, gets his own dump in the corner. on a string, and he misses the net. Nathan Miller with a chance for the Rockets, and that's going to be offside. With 17:29. Forgive mine. I'm not sure why it keeps doing that, but we had 17:29 here left in the first period. Round Lake Bears leading 1-0. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on sasknews.net and roundlakebears.com. And we won by the Rockets. Back in cross ice, and they'll be dumped in back for icing. With 17:21 left here, or 22 rather. Face off down in Rockets territory. Face off won by the Rockets. Will take it back behind their own net. Risky play out through the slot. Rockets will carry that out. Cross ice, one-on-one, fires. And it'll go back behind the net for the Rockets. Bears all over them. Knocked off by Fiddler. Fiddler will pick that up. He takes it out through center. Fiddler offside at the blue line. So with 16:54 left here in the first period, Round Lake Bears leading by a score of 1-0. Face off won by the Bears. Lowen will put that back to the D-man. Cross ice intercepted by the Rockets. Lowen on the forecheck. Knocked off back into the zone. Lowen will pinch him against the boards. He comes up with the puck. Moving along down in the corner. Rockets going to bring that across the blue line, up through center. Chipped in. Off the side of the net. Bears are going to get that out of the zone. And that's going to go down for icing. With 16:11 left here in the first period. Face off won by the Bears. Going to take that back behind the net. Broken up in front of the benches. Chipped in. And it'll be waved off and picked up by Poyer. He'll move that up the ice. Bears get it at the top of the circles. Takes it down low. On his backhand. Broda battling down behind the net. Rockets going to come the other way. Dumps it in down low, and he loses his footing there. Bears up through center, knocked away. That'll come back down into the corner. Loose puck will go back for the Bears up the sidewall. Kept in by the Rockets. Fired in, and that goes off into the corner. Bears with another chance. That'll go back behind the net for the Rockets, though. Up the right with draw pass just before the blue line. Fires wide. Poked away. Rockets with a chance. Henderson going to have that knocked away. Move at the blue line. Bears going to dump that in. Breaks his stick. As Dakota McIntosh went to dump that in, his stick just shattered in his hands. Fires, save. It'll go off into the corner. And with that, we're going to have a whistle. And that'll be icing. With 13:38 left here in the first period. Face-off won by the Rockets. Oh no, Bears are going to shoot that back around. Kept in at the blue line. Lowen behind the net on his backhand. Fired, deflected in front. That goes off into the corner. Hit at center ice. Steps into him. Gervais on his backhand. One-timer, trap with the shot, and Lowen with the screen. So with 13-14 left here in the first period, Bears lead by 1. You're just joining us. We're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.roundlakebears.com. Rockets will miss the pass, and that'll go for icing with 13:05 left here, 13:07. 13:04 left here in the first period. Face-off one, right off the draw and high over the net. Goes back down low. To the outside. You're going to chip that back across. To the wall. Fiddler puts it back over to Trapp. He'll go D to D. Back to Trapp coming up through center ice. Right hand side. Bears over to Trapp in the slot. Trapp. Oh, and a save. That goes off into the corner. And with that, we're going to have a hand pass. And a face-off down in the Round Lake Bears zone. 12:21 to go here in the first period. Winds up from the point, puts it right off the back wall and into the feet. Out in front, right through the paint. Chipped off. Bear going to put that into the corner. Shaber up the wall. Plays it to Broda. Broda across ice. And it'll be dumped right in. Carried up the wall. Broken up by Ellebry. Knocked off by McMillan. Rockets coming the other way. Miller to Miller. Fires. And a save by Bacala. And a face-off won by Redverse. Back to Henderson, cross ice. Fires on wide. Down low, Bears are going to come up with it now. Kirk Bear with some pressure, puts it up the wall between the legs, picks it up by Gervais, cuts across. Picked up by the Rockets, now coming up through center. Small Child will get that in the zone. Down behind the net for Isaac. Isaac puts it off the wall, kept in by Miller. Poyer pinching, Lowen will get there first. Isaac looking up ice. Picked up by Rimplinger. That's going to be at the red line, dumped in by Trapp. Rockets moving it up through center. And that'll be icing with 10:25 to go. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on RoundLakeBears.com. Face off won by the Bears. Turns, fires, and scores! And just like that, the Round Lake Bears are up by 2. And I'm pretty sure that one's going to go to number 98. Lyndon McCorrister, right off the draw, jumped on that loose puck. And at 10:25 left here in the first period, the Round Lake Bears now lead 2-0. Here in game number 2, do or die. Bears are trailing 1-0 in the best of 3 series as Redverse took game 1 by a score of 2-1. Knocked away, coming through center. Dumped right back on net into the corner. Trapp puts it across ice. Lamb will dump that in. Go for, no, Lamb stayed on, but McIntosh went for a change. Up through center, right back onto the stick. Dumped right in. That's close to being offside, but it wasn't. Knocked away by the Rockets. Heads up play, and that's going to go down for icing. So not so heads up play. So with 9:31 left here in the first period, Round Lake up by 2. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.roundlakebears.com. Face off down in the Redverse zone, won by the Bears, steps into it, and goes over the net. Again, another shot save. I don't think he saw that through traffic. At the blue line, knocked away. Ellerby with the hit at the blue line. Down low now. Rockets mishandle it behind the net. Shaber jumping on the loose puck. He's going to have some trouble down low, though. Knocked away, tries to get it down low. Rockets going to come out 2-on-2. Knocked down at the blue line. Good hit by Brady Lamb. Crosses back over to Lamb. Right on it, but that's going to be icing. With 8:31 to play here in the first period. Round Lake leading by 2. And Benedict Jade, the score is 2-0 Round Lake on Facebook. If you look at her, we also have a scoreboard on the YouTube one. Sorry, don't have it on Facebook tonight. Fires deflected, goes down into the corner. Kept in by the Rockets. Carried out by the Bears. Over to Lowen, fires. Loose puck turns. And that's going to come back out for the Rockets. 2-on-2, Miller. Miller to Miller. Bacala with the save, and the Bears are going to come the other way. Miller will steal that, or McMillan, sorry, will steal that at the blue line. That's offside. With 7:53 left here in the first period. Bears leading 2-0. So that'll bring the face-off just outside the blue line. Face-off one. That'll come back out to center ice. Bear with it. Dumps it right in on net. It'll be dropped in behind the net. Rockets clear it out, and that'll be icing with 7:39. Left here in the first period. Bears up by 2. We got a little pushing and shoving in front of the benches, though. I think. Yeah, I see. That's Jaden Isaac locked in with Brady Fitterchuk. I feel like these guys have a bit of a history. And what was outside the blue line is now going to move in the zone. I love the music choice for that one. Face-off won by the Bears. Turns, fire. 7:34 left here in the first period. Anybody on Facebook, if you're looking for a little bit more dynamic, zoomed-in shot, that'll be on YouTube. Comes back out, either two separate cameras. Backed out, gloved ahead. Kopech tries to grab that. It's going to be taken away. Yeah, that'll go out of play. And that'll be inside with 7:18 to play here in the first period. Still 2-0 if you're just joining us. Kicked it ahead, picked up by Shaber. Fiddler down low. Off the wall, going to be kept in by the Bears. I'm going to have to grab a number for that. Knocked into the boards. Rockets running into trouble slot. McCorrister still with it. Looking in front, intercepted by Poyer. Doesn't quite keep that in, and that's going to be offside. With 6:25 to go here in the first period. Bears up by 2. Face off just outside. Rockets going to kick that through. Miller runs into a brick wall. McMillan forced off the puck down low. Picked up. Bears going to turn that around. Puts it back out to the point. Cross ice over to Lamb. Lamb fires, deflected in front on the doorstep, and the rebound goes off into the corner. And he'll hold on with 5:59 to go here in the first. So Lowen, Ripplinger, and Gervais up front for the Bears. Lamb and Trapp on the back door. Rockets gonna set up behind their own net here. Looking long, and it's right on target. Broken up at the blue line though. Miller tried to carry that in. That's Kenton Miller. Germain gonna pump that ahead. McMillan takes it back behind his own net on his backhand. He'll put that back out over to Miller. Sorry, that's not Miller. That's Cadet. Back over to McMillan, feeds him in the slot. Miller with a chance, knocked off the puck. And the Bears are going to grab the loose puck. Lowen going to carry that out of the zone. Lowen will chip that down low. And his line mates are going to go for a change, and so will he. Up through center. Chipped in. Comes back out to the blue line. Henderson. Up the wall. Henderson again. Wearing number 40. Kopech wearing number 12. Off the post, and that goes off into the corner. Long pass. Looking for Poyer. Bear gonna get that out, goes off Henderson. McMillan gonna push that off to the outside. Magosho up the right side, chips that in. And Ellerby will put that up the right-hand side. Fans on it. Gets it back to center. Bacala with the save. Through the paint. That'll go back across. Winds up, fires. That'll go wide. Poyer with the puck down low. Ellerby's going to grab that on his backhand. Shaber. Oh, we might have a fight along the boards here. Nope. Just won't let go of his stick. Turns. On his forehand, still with it. Well, that's Bernhardt. I can tell by how he reacted to taking that hit when he cross-checked the guy in the kidneys. I knew who it was immediately. Up the middle. On the right. It'll go right through center. Rockets will pick that up. Carried in by Miller at the blue line. That's broken up by Lamb being a force along that blue line all night here so far. 2:15 left here to go in the first period. Bears up by 2 if you're just joining us on YouTube, Facebook, and www.roundlakebears.com. And the roundlakebears.com crew is actually hired by the team, and all sponsors that come to it go straight directly to the Round Lake Bears. Face off one, that'll come back out. Fires, went off a stick. And that'll shave off 3 seconds from the clock, making it 2:12 left here in the first period. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan, live from the Chief Denton George Memorial Multiplex in Ochapowace Nation. Bears will win it. Fires, goes off a leg, and behind the net, he's going to hold on. chiseling away more seconds off the clock. Face-off won by Fiddler. Right in front, that's going to come back out for Lamb. He'll put that out over, and they'll be dumped in by McIntosh. Fires, and he's going to hold on to the rebound with 1:48 here to play. Bears leading by 2 late here in the first period. Face-off won by the Rockets. They'll grab that down low. Millett banged up along the boards, going to be dumped right back in by the Bears. We're gonna, somebody's bucket has come loose and is sitting just at the top of the circles. Picked up by the Bears, going to be carried in. And Joel Broda wearing a full visor here tonight. Knocked back in by Miller, takes that down low. Loose puck along the sidewall is going to be dumped back down low. Bears will carry that out. Dumps it in by Trapp. It'll be stopped behind the net. Out to center, back to McMillan. McMillan will put that out to the blue line. Hits McMillan. Dumped in by Bernhardt. Poyer up the left-hand side. He'll dump that in on his backhand. Isaac will put it off the back wall to Kurt Bear. Turns. McMillan can't get there, and that'll do it here for the first period. As the Round Lake Bears leading the Redverse Rockets 2-0 after the first frame. Shots on goal 11-5 in favor of the Round Lake Bears. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan. I'm Steve Schneider, and we will see you in the second. fans. I know. I know. Yeah, welcome back to the second period here between the Redverse Rockets and the Round Lake Bears. I'm Schneider, and you're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.roundlakebears.com. We're in game number 2, period number 2, and the Round Lake Bears lead 2-0. McCorster opened the scoring 25 seconds into the first period, followed by a second goal not too long after that, and it's been 2-0 Bears ever since. Shots on goal after the first period, 11-5, favor of the Round Lake Bears. Here we go. Back to Lamb. Bobbles it a little bit. Going to come back over to Trapp. He'll put that straight up over and down for icing. So with that, we will have a face-off down in Round Lake Bears territory. To the glove hand side of Bacala. Millet getting rid of storybook by the linesman there. McMillan, sorry. Comes back out to the blue line, D to Miller. Miller goes off his stick in the back of the net. That'll come back out for Trapp. Trapp up the right-hand side, up through center. Lowen pokes it past. Off the wall again, and Gervais goes for a change. He'll hold that back behind the net, up through center. McMillan will grab that for Redverse. Fires, Bacala off the leg. Ooh, knocked that out of midair. Spencer Trapp. That was a bit of a risky play. So with 19:16 left here in the first period. Face off to the blocker hand side of Bacala. Out to the blue line. Cadet will hold that in. Fires off the back wall. Up through center. Broda will get that to Shaber. Shaber, one-timer by Lamb. I think he felt that one. 8:55 to play here in the second period. If you're just joining us, Round Lake Bears a lead by 2 over the Redverse Rockets here in game number 2 of the South semifinals. Face-off won by the Rockets. Cadet will pick that up behind the net, carries it up, and he'll flip it out with his backhand to Miller. Tries to get it back over to the other Miller. Out to the blue line. Bears 2-on-2, carried in by McIntosh. He's brought down, no call. That could have been interference. Right in front in the skates from McCorster. McCorster will force him off to the outside. McMillan's shot held on. So with 18:19 left here. A lot of face-offs in the first, or just whistles in the first 2 minutes. I was doing an MJHL game the other day. It went 16 and a half minutes without a whistle. It's actually magical. Face off, one, that comes back out to Sargent. Blocked shot, pokes it past. They're going to go down 2-on-1. Lowen has got Ripplinger with him, and he's taken out as he goes to the net. Ellerby will carry that in. Lowen down low. Lowen on his backhand gets pinched off in the corner. Up off the ball, or the boards and out. Ellerby goes cross ice. Millett going to be knocked out by Bernhardt as he just jumped out of the bench. Redverse up ice. That'll go for no. Says he's going to touch that. 17-17 left here in the second. Ref's like, I need to get out of the way. Off the wall, out to center ice. Miller going to hold on to that. Miller gets it out over to other Miller. Nathan Miller will dump that in. Kenton Miller on the back check. Nathan Miller on the 4. Lamb looking up ice. He's going to hit Shaber, but that's going to be turned over. Miller, Nathan Miller going to carry that in. He's met at the blue line by Spencer Trapp. And we got an offside with 16:32 left here in the second. That was a little better. 13-9 are the shots now. McMillan out to take the draw for Redverse. Comes back out to Miller. He'll dump that in. Poyer chips it to McMillan in front. He's tied up off the wall. Is going to get it stopped by Bacala. Miller will fire that from the point. And going to be broken up by McMillan. McMillan at the blue line. Finds a seam. And he gets rocked. Bear pushes him off the puck. Fires in, blocked shot. McMillan with the rebound, and that'll go up and out of play. 5:54 to go here, or 15:54 left here in the second. I don't have that one. Romanek. Kopak out to take the draw for the Rockets. Face off won by the Bears. Turns, fires, and he trips over the face-off dot as Millett took a tumble. One-touch pass, gets it right back from Ellerby. Gervais in his skates. Gervais pokes it to the outside low and can't quite keep that in. Here come the Rockets the other way. Dumped in by Romanek. Bacala puts it into the corner. That'll go back down low. Picked up by Ellerby. Can't quite get there. It's going to be dumped in by Miller. Takes a stick up high. Looking long up right-hand side. Miller with the shot. Bacala with the save. And with 14:56 left here. Sorry, can't read. 53. Shots tightened up now 13-12. In favor of the Round Lake Bears with 14:53 left here in the second. Bears leading 2-0 though. You're watching www.roundlakebears.com, brought to you by Hockey Night in Saskatchewan. Checked against the wall, going to be brought back out to Fiddler. Fiddler will play with it along the blue line. He'll put that across ice, finds a man wide open, fires high over and up in the net. And we're going to have our first penalty of the night. Nope, I'm wrong. I thought I saw his hand go up. Got you all excited there for a second. Some of you got angry, actually. So with 14:37 left here in the second period. Bears lead by 2. Shaber out to take the draw. He's going to win that one back right off the draw. Broda puts it right into his shins, but he chops down Poyer like a tree with the puck. Bernhardt down low with Shaber. Shaber knocked off his skates. Cross ice over to Lamb. Lamb back to Lamb. Lamb now with it. Steps in. Lamb fires. Blocker save. Going to be kept in by Trapp. Looking to send him. Trapp will put that right into the bench. So that'll put the face-off down in just outside the blue line. But if he wouldn't have done that, that would have sent him on a breakaway. Face-off won by the Rockets. Back to Miller. Miller's going to dump that right in off the back wall. Bacali will play that back to Kirk Bear up the wall. Ripplinger going to get pushed around there. Off the wall, saved by Bacala, out to Miller at the top of the circles. Lowen, pressure at the blue line. Over to Ripplinger. Ripplinger up through center, chipped in by Gervais. Lowen. And it's knocked down by Ripplinger. Back out to Poyer. Up the right-hand side, Lowen with it. Back over to the right hand, right on net. Lowen takes it behind the net, tries to wrap it around, and he's stoned, and the net comes off. If they do, I'll let you know, though. I'll give you a wave. And a great chance by the Round Lake Bears. If anybody finds a phone, bring it up to the broadcast booth, please. So at 12:59 here to go in the second period. The Round Lake Bears are leading by a score of 2-0, and we've got a face-off to the glove hand side of the Redverse goaltender. Fiddler wins the draw back, but it'll come back out to center for Ellerby, who will dump that in. It'll come back around cross ice. Sargent will dump that in. Right in front, good chance for the Rockets, couldn't capitalize. That goes off of a leg and back into the corner. Along the wall, intercepted by Romanek in front. It's off the skates. Bacala with the save. He tries jamming it. And he's going to be shown he's not welcome in that crease. Rockets with a chance there. Never good when you leave a guy all alone like that in front. So that'll bring the face-off to the blocker hand side of Bacala. Face off one, goes back to Cadet. Cadet cross ice at the blue line, backs down into the corner. McMillan will dump that. Gets it to Miller. Broda feeds it in, Reed in front, and a good chance for the Bears. Miller getting tied up with trap there. Fires, goes off his stick down into the corner. Cross ice to McMillan in front for Miller. Cadet down in his own end, over to Miller. Cross ice off the leg, going to be picked up by Shaber. Carried in by Bernhardt. Patience off of a stick and out of play. 11:35 to go here in the second period. Round Lake Bears leading by 2. 2-0 with 11:35 left here. Face off one by Redverse. In front, loose puck knocked away. Shaber down low. Broda has that knocked away. Long pass, McMillan gets a piece of that, so that won't be icing. Bacala plays it back down to the corner, but the one with the Rockets in it, not the Bears. Miller plays it, has it knocked away by Bernhardt. Bernhardt's got Gervais. Shoots, tries to go 5-hole, save, gets both shots. Again, Bernhardt feeds Gervais. He'll take that into the corner, fires. Kurt Bear's shot block. Isaac will get the rebound. Back behind for Gervais. Gervais on his backhand. Rockets running into trouble. That'll be dumped right back in by Ripplinger. Colton Miller dumped in by Cadet off the back wall. McMillan tries to hold it in, and the Bears will get Lowen is probably going to the box for that, but I think he wasn't in control of his stick there. Redverse, empty net. They're going to play down the clock a little bit, taking their time as Cadet's going to carry that up through center. He's got a lane, fires, and Bacala going to hold on. So with 9:42 left here in the second period, the Redverse Rockets are going to go on the power play as Kirk Bear looks like he's going to get a penalty. I was wrong. I thought it was Lowen. So 2 minutes for cross-checking with 9:42 left here in the second. Miller out to take the draw for the Rockets. McMillan and Henderson on the back end. 3 Millers up front. That'll be cleared out. Colton, Kenton, and Nathan Miller up front for the Rockets. Rockets going to carry it out. Miller has it knocked off his stick. Lamb off the wall, and he's going to get it out to Bernhardt. Bernhardt has got Shaber with him. He'll carry that down into the corner, and he's knocked off the puck. Miller at the blue line. Kenton Miller to the open ice. That's going to squeak out of the blue line. Cadet Out to Kenton Miller. Cross ice. He's going to feed McMillan. Streaking in, goes high and wide. Kenton Miller looking up the center ice. Isaac going to jump on that loose puck. And he'll dump that right back in. Ripplinger on the forecheck on Gaudette. McMillan has that knocked away. And here comes Broda on the forecheck. Broda's going to chase Miller back behind. He's got McCorrister with him. Miller to McMillan. Miller going to dump that right back in. Textbook penalty kill here by the Bears. As they'll go back to even strength as Kirk Bear steps onto the ice. Fiddler with it behind the net. Fiddler looking in front, fires! And a good chance by the Bears. Dakota McIntosh out front. Fiddler now with it. Fiddler puts it over to Isaac. Isaac waits it out. Oh, he had the upstairs on that one. They'll get dumped back behind the net. Moves around to his backhand. Gets it out to Isaac. It's broken up by Fitterchuk. And that'll be icing. With that, shots on goal now 20-17 for the Round Lake Bears, who lead by a score of 2-0 with 7:03 left here in the second period. Oh, they'll jump the gun a little bit there. D puts it off the back wall. Low and down low. Gets it to Gervais. Gervais in front. Loose puck in the slot. Lowen going to get there. Ellerby going to keep that in. And that'll go back behind the goal line. Lowen lets that go by. Gervais in front for Lowen. Ripplinger will pick up the loose puck. Ripplinger is going to get that back up to the point. Ellerby with the shot. That's going to be kept in by the Bears. To Gervais. Gervais fires and scores! Turner Ripplinger makes it 3-0 Bears. So it's 6:15 here in the second. The Round Lake Bears are going to go up by 3. Wait, they counted as no goal. They're going to say the net was off. Wait a second. So that's going to be face-off inside. Whoops. Well, I got to fix my scoreboard here. I'm not sure why it says 4-0 now. So with 16:15, it is still 2-0. Ignore the 4-0 on the scoreboard. We're going to fix that. Off the draw, fires, steps in. And that'll go wide. So the net was off. But yeah, it's 2-0, not 4-0. We'll get that fixed here as soon as possible. Rockets down low. Bacala with the save. That'll be bounced back out to center ice. Rockets in front. That'll go back off into the corner. And we got a net off. face-off, won by the Bears. That's going to come back off the sidewall and out to the point. Carried in by McMillan. Behind the net. Out to the point, and we're going to have the net came off again. We figured it out. There, 2-0. I don't know how do we get out of this now. All right, back to the game. Face-off won by the Bears. It is 2-0 with 5:28 left here in the second period. Gonna come back off the back wall down low. Hit into the boards by Kirk Bear. Out to center, McMillan going to put that back down into the corner. Kopech will play that right into the crowd. So with 5 minutes exactly, Redverse tying up the shots on goal now 20-20, or sorry, 21-21. With 5 minutes to play here in the second period. Round Lake leading Redverse 2-0 here in the Saskatchewan Senior A South semifinal. Game number 2. Bernhardt up the right-hand side. He's going to dump that in. He is taken down into the corner. McMillan picking that up with speed. Cross ice to Poyer. Gonna get that out to Shaber. Shaber to Broda. Bernhardt gets rocked by McMillan. Kept in by Trapp. And they're gonna say, what? We got a penalty coming here. No. Or is he saying that was offside? That was in the zone. That didn't come out. Oh, apparently it was offside. I'm gonna lend him my camera view. Face off one. Benotson. Dumped in by Benotson. Dumped into the corner. In front, chance for the Bears. Oh, and it trickles past. Isaac will rip that in from the blue line. Benotson will take that in the back of the leg. Miller chips it out over to Kenton Miller. Millet is just rocked by Kirk Bear. Bear throwing more body around in the corner. Lowen. Gonna be carried out by Isaac. He's gonna hit Ripplinger in stride at the blue line. Ripplinger gets back. McCorster coming out of the bench on the side, and he's gonna hold on with 3:17 left here in the second period. So with 3:17 the side, they're going to battle along the boards for that. Comes out over to Kopech. Kopech at the blue line. He's got that intercepted. As Romanek gets tied up going to the net. McCorster carrying it in. He's in front and a shot. It'll be a save. Taken away behind the net. McIntosh. knocked away. And picked up by Fiddler. He's going to still can't pick that up after that hit. Fiddler over to Ripley, or fires, tries to get the short side shot. Trapp keeps that in, gets it back out over to Lamb. Fires, rebound. And Fiddler's going to grab that in the corner. Fiddler in on his backhand. Oh, that was beautiful, one-handed. And he just about made this a 3-0 game. Lamb from the point fires, another save. Bears pouring the shots in and on here. McCorster gets it right in front. Oh, and a huge save. He's going to hold on. The Bears are coming out of hibernation here with 1 minute 58 seconds left here in the second period. Game number 2, best of 3. Redverse leads by 1, taking game 1 by a score of 2-1. Bears looking to redeem themselves here and tie it up and force game 3. Kirk Bear will put that up over to Broda, dump that in behind the net. Cadet plays it to the side for Miller. Miller will play it off the wall to Kenton Miller. Kenton Miller dodges the hit, fires it off into the corner. Cadet has Kirk Bear on him. And that'll come off into the corner for Bernhardt. Minute 30 left here in the second. Goes off the wall. Kirk Bear will pick that up. Rips one from the blue line right on net. And they'll hold on. Watching RoundLakeBears.com, brought to you by Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on SNN. Face-off 1, that'll come back for the Rockets. 2-on-1. Over to Poyer and back over with the save. And that goes up and over the glass. Oh, did you hear that? That sounds like stick-on shin pad. 1 minute 9 seconds to go here in the second period. Bears lead by 2. Face-off 1 by the Rockets. He'll get it back to Sargent. He'll put that in the corner. Poyer kicks it up to his stick. Poyer brought down. I think it was by his own accord. He caught an edge trying to spin there. Last minute of play. Trapp and Gervais tied up with Poyer. Loose puck comes out. Comes out of the corner over the net. And he's going to land right on top of him. That comes out to the blue line. One-timer through traffic, cleared to the corner. 30 seconds left. Out to center, Sargent will play that. Cross ice, intercepted. Carries it in on net. Knocked off, but right in front again. Lowen with a chance. McCorster now on the backhand. McCorster fires that off a stick and into the corner. And that'll do it for the second period. And after 2 periods of play, the Round Lake Bears lead by a score of 2-0. Shots after 2 periods, 29-22 in favor of the Round Lake Bears. I'm Steve Schneider. You're watching SNN's Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.roundlakebears.com. fans, welcome back to the third period between the Redverse Rockets and the Round Lake Bears. The Round Lake Bears are currently leading by a score of 2-0. Coming into the third period here of game number 2 of this best of 3 South semi-final series. Seems to be an ice issue over there, as there's a big gouge taken out. They're going to fill that with some slush and some hot water, and we will be on our way. Hats off to the rink staff. Without them, we don't have hockey. Shots on goal after the second period, 29-22 in favor of the Round Lake Bears. Find themselves up by a score of 2-0. They had one disallowed goal in the second period as well. Yeah, looks like they've got it here now. Coach Theo wants to get going here. So with that, we're going to get going here on the third period between the Redverse Rockets and the Round Lake Bears in game number 2 of the Saskatchewan Senior A Men's Hockey Championships, a South semi-final. Game 2 of 3, Redverse leads the series by a score of 1-0. Their last night's game was a 2-1 affair down in Redverse. If the Bears win here tonight, they will force game number 3 back here on Saturday, the 28th. And with that, we are off. Lamb gonna get that back over to Trapp. Trapp back to Lamb. They'll put that off the wall. Fiddler cross ice to Trapp. Trapp puts it right on net. And we're gonna have a face-off as the Bears get their 30th shot on goal of the night with 19:41 to go here in the third period. Fiddler out to take the draw for the Bears. Miller will win that back. That'll go back over off the wall. Lamb to Trapp. Trapp gonna dump that right in off the back wall. McCorster back out to the point. Fiddler behind the net. Back out of one-timer. Trapp rebound, bouncing in front in the slot. And gonna be poked away, and Trapp will pick that up, puts it off Fiddler all alone. Never mind. Rebound in front. Oh, what a chance. Bacala plays that out past Miller. Trapp to Fiddler. McCorster. Trapp fires. Rebound. Fiddler turns and fires again. That'll go off the back wall and out to center ice as McMillan gets tied up. Bears with 3 good chances here early on in the third period. 18:30 to go here. Poyer pushes it past. That'll go back behind the net for Isaac. Shaber plays it up. Bernhardt passes some sauce on that. One-timer goes off the side of the net. Oh, and Isaac gets taken out by the blue line. That'll come back out to center. Breakaway for McMillan on the outside. Bacala gonna hold on. So with 17:57 left here in the third, Bears a lead by 2. We'll review that replay later too as well of the disallowed goal in the second period. It meant to get out in between the periods, but got busy figuring out rosters and other stuff like that. Face-off one, that's going to go back behind the net for the Bears. And up to center, Lowen can't quite hold on to it as Poyer will pick up that loose puck, comes back in and takes it off behind the net. Right in front, deflected. Gervais going to grab that loose puck and puts it off the back wall. Ellerby will get there first. Picked up by Redverse. Poyer across, broken up. Here comes Lowen. Lowen over to Ripplinger. Ricklinger on the dodges the hit. In front to Lowen on the doorstep. It's loose. Gervais gonna try and grab that as he gets tied up. Redverse with it now. Loutz on the outside. Pokes it past. He's rocked into the boards. And the Bears are gonna come up with that as they'll chip that out past Gervais and out. Lots of time as Trapp will gain the red line. He'll dump that right in on net. At center, broken up by the Bears. McCorrister fires, that goes off into the corner. Millett chips it up over to Miller. Backhand shot turned aside by McCullough. Off the back wall. Centering pass going to be knocked off a stick and picked up by the Bears as the Rockets will turn that over. Picked up by the Bears, 2-on-2. It's offside as McCorrister was pushed over the blue line. With 16:09 to play here in the third period. Bears leading by 2 here in game number 2 between the Redverse Rockets and the Round Lake Bears. Packed house, shoulder to shoulder, elbow to elbow. Poyer up the right-hand side, carried in. Cross ice, Redverse shot, Bacala with the save. .57 to go here in the third period. Face-off won by the Rockets. Back to Poyer. Fires, goes off a skate and into the net. That almost looked kicked in. But with that, the Redverse Rockets make it 2-1 with 15:51 to play here in the third period. And Poyer's shot from the point deflected in front. Finds its way under Bacala's pad to make this a 2-1 game. Face-off won by the Bears, but the Rockets are going to grab that loose puck. Fires, Bacala turns it aside, rebound just sitting there. Poyer, so they're going to give that one to Kopech. So it'll be a 12 from 6. Sorry, 12 from 16 with 15:51 left here in the second. 2-1 game. You're just joining us right now. Steps in, 3-on-1 Bears, fires, tries to go upstairs. That'll go back out into the corner for Gervais. He'll cycle that back down low. Spins off. Ripplinger brought down. It'll be dumped in for McCorster. He's going to get there, and it'll be whistled down with 14:53 to play here in the third period. Bears leading by 1. A little bit of a false start there. Looks like they both got in on that. So it's going to be one back by the Bears. Huck Lamb with the shot. Behind the net for Fiddler. Fiddler kicks it up to his stick, puts it out in front for McCorster. McCorster down low, gets it over to Fiddler. Fiddler out to the point for Lamb. Over to Trapp. Fires, block shot, comes out to center. Lamb feeds McCorster at center. On his backhand, Bacala gonna hold on. So with 14:16 left here in the third period, Round Lake leading by 1 at 2-1. A bit of an equipment adjustment time here for Bacala. Rockets, McMillan shot, Bacala holds on. Miller out to take the draw. He'll win that back to McMillan. Fires through traffic. He picked up by Trapp. McCorster tries to get it out. McMillan will keep that in off the side. Bacala will play it off into the corner for Ripplinger. Sorry, McIntosh. McCorster out to Fiddler. Fiddler loses an edge, and it'll be poked away by Gaudette. Gaudette will hold on. Looking up ice. Feeds it over to Miller. Miller has it broken away. Kenton Miller will grab that though. Quick shot over the net. Down low. Miller knocked down. Lamb comes up with it. Lamb gonna move it out over to Broda. Broda over the blue line. Right in on it, loose puck in front, going to be picked up by McMillan. He'll turn the Jets on, take it out on the left-hand side. Low shot, Bacala puts that up and out. So with 13:03 left here in the third period, Round Lake looking for an insurance goal. Face off one, side boards. Bears gonna get it down low in the corner, up the wall. Broda through center, feeds Bernhardt, tries to get it through two defenders. Gonna be kept in by Isaac, they're gonna call that offside. Shots on goal at 33-30. Favor of the Round Lake Bears. Gervais out to take the draw. He'll lose that back to the Rockets. That'll come back into their zone up the right-hand side. Lowen will pick it up at center, though. Lowen just about knocked off his skates there for a second. Loose behind the net. Gervais will pick up the loose puck. Lowen will get a stick on that. Comes back out to Miller. Miller will carry that back into his own zone. Jordan Miller left-hand side. He'll dump that in. Isaac will force that dump. Comes back out over to Kirk Bear. Jaden Isaac off the wall. Fires into the corner. McMillan forced to dump it into the corner. Boyer down low. He's got Gervais on him. Bear forces him and down. Bear pushes him against the wall. Gervais gonna grab that, rips it around to the outside left-hand boards, kept in by McMillan. Isaac has it go by into the corner. Gervais. Isaac loses his stick in the boards. And they're going to come up with it as Ripplinger going to dump that in, and they're going to go for a change. Jaden Isaac just frustrated as his stick got stuck in the Zamboni door. Behind the net now. McMillan up the wall. Cross ice, knocked out of there by Fiddler. 11:14 to go here in the third period. Dumped in. Comes back out to center. Fiddler will push that past him. Down low with McCorrister, pushes it past. McMillan will put that down for Fiddler. Fiddler will get there first in front. Oh, it's intercepted by Cadet. They're going to come the other way to Millett. Millett puts the brakes on, and Miller can't quite corral that, and that'll go off into the corner. Henderson plays it to Miller. He's going to lead the heads-up play, and he's going to look cross ice to the open man. Benotson will put that up through, be picked up by the Bears, turned over by McCorrister. We'll get that, and we're looking for a penalty. Nothing. Yes, we got an end in the air as Bacala heads to the bench. The Bears are going to go on the power play, and they will hold on with 10-11, 10-10, 10:07. Sorry, I can't read. Left here in the third. Bears are going to go on the power play as number 59 Jordan Miller is going to get 2 minutes for tripping, and this is an ever important moment here for the Bears as they're looking for an insurance goal here with 10:07 left here in the third period. Shaber out to take the draw. Broda, Bernhardt, Trapp, and Lamb out for the Bears on the power play. That'll be dumped right back into the corner for Bacala. He'll play it behind his own net. They'll stop that, and they're going to slow things down as Trapp will carry that out. He'll put that out over to Shaber. Shaber carries that in. Shaber runs into trouble down low. Bernhardt feeds it across. Fires, blocked, comes back out to Broda. Broda has it knocked away. Cross ice. Looks in front, knocked away, and it'll be kept in by Lamb. Fiddler, or sorry, that's not Fiddler. That's Bernhardt. Trapp over to Lamb, back to Trapp, to Bernhardt. Bernhardt has a lane. One-timer, fires, loose in front, goes into Miller. Back out to Trapp. Lamb with it. Over to Bernhardt. Bernhardt down low. Looking for a man out front. 45 seconds left in the power play. Trapp. Cross ice, fires. Broda with a chance. Oh, and he just about holds that in as Brady Lamb just controlling that blue line. Bernhardt with it now. Turns, fires, dumps it out. And we got 8:33 left here in the third period. Bears on the power play for 15 more seconds. McCorrister tries to split the D. That's going to be chipped right back out to center ice as Kirk Bear will grab that and takes it behind the bench. Net, not bench. He can't skate behind the bench. Right-hand side. Through his legs, broken up, and that's going to come out the other way as they're going to go back to 5-on-5, and that's icing. with 7 minutes 58 seconds to go. Period. Bears leading 2-1. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.roundlakebears.com on both YouTube and Facebook. Out to the point, fires again off the back wall. Down low, Goodette can't quite hold on, and it's in his skates out front. Oh, and McCorrister with a chance. That's going to come back out over to Bear. 5-on-5. On the sidewall, Fiddler with a chance. He's cross-checked out. We got another penalty coming for Redverse. And the Bears are going back on the power play as Goodette, showing his frustration, takes a cross-checking penalty. And that'll put the Bears up 5-on-4 with 7:31 to go here in the third period. Shots on goal 38-32. Shaber out to take the draw for the Bears. Bears looking for an insurance goal here to put themselves up by 2 here on the power play. Rockets try to get that out. Lamb keeps it in. Shaber takes it down low. Shaber, the ref owes the rest of his crew some beer tonight. Sorry, linesman. Out to the blue line, Bernhardt down low. Kicks it up to the corner, Bernhardt. Back out to Lamb. Cross ice trap, one-timer, gonna be gloved out of the air. With 6:59 to play here in the third period. 2-1 is your score if you're just joining us here. Right out to the point. Trap to the outside, fires. Broda, oh, I thought that went in. Broda fires again, block shot, fires, rebound. Back out to the point again, Trap. Broda steps in, fires, goes off of a leg. That'll go up and out of play. With 6:33 left here in the third period, 1:02 left in the man advantage. Fiddler out to take the draw. He'll get tossed. McCorrister will come in for encroachment. Rips it back around. Isaac gets there, keeps it in. 55 seconds to play in the man advantage. Kurt Bear takes it back in his own zone. He'll feed that up to McCorrister. Back to Bear. He's got Fiddler. He'll dump that in. McIntosh feeds it over to Fiddler. Back out to the point for Bear. He's got Isaac with him, and it's knocked away by Miller. Miller one-on-one with Bear. Bear keeps him to the outside and knocks the... Man, it's into the corner. As a last-minute attempt by Bear, he's going to get that puck, and they're going to come the other way. Isaac, Fiddler, back door, shoots. Oh, and it's a save. Picala going to come back out to play it with 5:30 left here in the third period. In front again, Lowen with the chance this time. And that'll go up and out of play into the benches with 5:15 left here in the third period. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on www.sasknews.net as well as www.roundlakebears.com. I'm Steve Schneider, and I'm coming to you live from the Chief Denton George Memorial Multiplex. 2-1 is your score if you're just joining us for the Round Lake Bears, who are out shooting the Redverse Rockets 41-32. And they're going to send the whole line back as Shaber loses the draw to Kopech. Up through center. And that'll be icing. With 5:08 to go here in the third period, Bears looking to force game number 3, looking for an insurance goal. They're going to say face off inside. Shaber out to take the draw for the Bears. Trapp and Lamb on the back door. Broda out there with Bernhardt on the wings. Up out to center. Trapp will put that to the far side. Miller puts it up over for Bernhardt. Less than 5 minutes to go here now in the third period. Kopech fires, that goes wide. We had a delayed penalty coming for the Bears. That's going to put them down a man. And an important man in Spencer Trapp with 4:40 left here in the third period. So with that, just an update on the score. Kenaston up 1-0 over Foam Lake late in the first period. Thanks, Adam. Miller out to take the draw. That's going to go back behind the net off the bow glass, and he's going to hold that in. Throws it back door. And the Bears are going to get that out of the zone. 4:22 left here in the period. McCullough didn't know where that one went. Redverse holds that one in. Fires it up and out of the zone, and that'll come back down into Rockets territory. Cadet plays it over to Miller. Miller over back to Cadet. Cadet rolling puck up through center. Oh, that was offside. He took the whistle right out of his mouth, though. Isaac. Bear gets a piece of it, puts it off into the corner. 55 seconds left in the Rockets power play. McMillan puts it down to the corner. Gervais gonna scoop that out and puts it down back into Rockets territory. 40 seconds to go in the man advantage for Redverse. Right hand side, Poyer on his backhand. McCullough holds on with 3:08 to play here in the third period. 41-35 are the shots on net right now. And the Bears lead by 1 with 28 seconds left in the man advantage for the Redverse Rockets. It's just me, but I would pull the goalie if I was Redverse here to get that extra one. Face off one, that's going to come back out to the point for McMillan. He steps across, fans on it. Millett, rebound in front lane there, and it's cleared out by the Bears. Oh. I'm going to need to take some blood pressure medication after that one. Goodette up through center, chips it off, dumps it in off the back wall. Weird bounce off the Zamboni gate. They really got to fix that little hole there. You run the edger over it a few times, smooth that out, dumps that in right on net. 2:28 to go here in the third period. Now tied 1-1 in the Foam Lake game. Foam Lake Kenaston. Thanks again, Adam. Face off one back to the point for the Bears. Kirk Bear dumps it into the corner. 2:25 left here in the third period. Bears lead by 1, 2-1. McCorrister on the forecheck for Miller. That just stopped dead in that corner. Dumped right back in. Dumped in by Bear, back behind the net. McCorrister gets it over to McIntosh. McIntosh fighting a check off. McIntosh still down low. That's going to come out for McCorrister. McCorrister looks for McIntosh in the slot. No, saved by Redverse. That's going to come across. Back to McCorrister. Minute 35 left here in the third period. And that's going to force a face-off with 1 minute 30 seconds to play here in the third period of game number 2 between the Round Lake Bears and the Redverse Rockets. Rockets won game number 1 by a score of 2-1. Bears leading 2-1 late in the third period. Foam Lake and Keniston tied at 1. Face off one, back to Trapp. Gervais down low. Rockets gonna come up with the loose puck. Broken up by Lowen. He's gonna dump that right back into the zone. Miller gets his pocket picked by Gervais. And that'll come right back out to center as McMillan will move that through over to Miller. He dumps it in on Bacala. He'll play that behind his own net. Loose puck. Cleared out by Gervais. Last minute of play in the third period. Empty net as the Redverse Rockets have pulled the goalie. McMillan lets it go through his legs. Gaudette deep in his own zone. 45 seconds to go off the leg. Bernhardt. Miller gonna grab it. Miller turns, puts it up through center. McMillan fires it on net. Bacala puts it into the corner. Loose, that goes off the Zamboni door again. Into the slot, Gaudette fires. Bacala with the save. 28 seconds to go here in the third period. Face-off going to be to the blocker hand side. We got a timeout being called by the Redverse Rockets, who have an empty net right now. .28 seconds to go here in the third period. So we got another update. Now tied 1-1 at Foam Lake and Keniston. 28 seconds left here in the third period here between the Round Lake Bears and the Redverse Rockets. You're watching Hockey Night in Saskatchewan on roundlakebears.com. And here we go. We're going to come back here. Final 30 seconds of the third period here of game number 2 between the Round Lake Bears and the Redverse Rockets. I am moving my chair out of the way or that thing is going to get kicked. If anybody's ever watched me up here, I basically run laps around the booth. Just kidding. Oh, they're going to have to adjust the clock on that one, I think. Yeah, 28 seconds. As 27.8 is up there on the clock as 0.2 seconds came off when they jumped on the face-off. Shots on goal, 41-37. Favor of the Round Lake Bears. Face-off one. Going to be cleared out. No, glove down is knocked away by Bernhardt. He's on a breakaway. There's a loose puck down into the corner. Bernhardt going to hold it down. 15 seconds to play. Empty net for the Redverse Rockets. Fiddler going to get it in the corner. He's going to try and hold it down. 5 seconds to go here. Rockets can't get it out of their zone. And the Round Lake Bears are going to force game number 3. Oh, as Fiddler, we got fights. At center ice, we got fights. They're trying not to drop the gloves, so they're going to get suspended. Bernhardt. Oh, he took a spear. McMillan took a spear. And we got a melee here at the end of the third period, as the Round Lake Bears are going to take game number 2. The Redverse Rockets started all that at the end of the period. And it looks like, yeah, Kirk Bears telling we're going to go to the bench, guys. We're going to get out of here. We just won a hockey game with zeros on the clock. Bernhardt needs to cool his jets there, or he won't be available for game number 3. I have a feeling Hockey Sask is going to want to see that footage later on tonight, so I'm probably not getting to bed too early. Anyway, game number 2, Round Lake Bears take it 2. Oh, we got more going on here. Guys, can you tell them to just get off the damn ice already? Well, you guys should be clearing your benches too. Head back to the dressing rooms. Like, this is ridiculous already. And Coach Theo Fleury's out there pushing them into the dressing room. Good. Yeah, right, that's good. The coach of the Redverse Rockets came out and did the same. Well, I like to see that. Good work by the head coaches. Too bad the refs couldn't have helped out. And with that, the Round Lake Bears will take game number 2 and force a game number 3 on Saturday, February 28th, right back here. I believe that's an 8 o'clock game. We'll be here live on www.roundlakebears.com for Hockey Night in Saskatchewan. I'm Steve Schneider, just another day at the office, and we will see you in game number 3. Hold on, I want to see what these refs come up with penalties at the end here, actually, before we go anywhere. Because that could determine who's going to get the play in game number 3. If not, they should just put the notebook away and go from there. Because they're deliberating if they're going to give anything at the end of the game here, which could result in some suspensions if it's anything more than a 2-minute minor. Some classy comments from the stands. We're just holding off to find out if there are any penalties left here at the end of the game. And it looks like they're just going to end it off, I think. So with that, from the Keith Denton George Memorial Multiplex, I'm Steve Schneider. Just another day at the office. I will see you in game number 3 on Saturday.